Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Stonerd podcast. This is your weekly dose of the smallest podcast in the world. Thank you for listening. My name is Adrian, and we'll be hanging out for the next 10 minutes or so. Let's jump into the episode breakdown real quick. I will be talking about Bill Gates. Then I'm gonna be talking about the machine takeover. And then I'll give you some quickie news. How about that? Are we ready? Let's get it. Why can't Bill Gates just be another rich guy? Would it kill him to just hire some hookers to blow him? Listen, coming from a kid who was bullied as a kid, and let's face it, I bet Bill Gates also got bullied as a kid. Do you really have to work on a vaccine? If I were a billionaire, working on a vaccine wouldn't be the first thing on my to-do list. I think one of the first things I would do is just hire an investigation team to track down where my bullies live now and where they work. And then I hire a second team to go and rough them up, punch them on the shoulders really hard, and maybe dangle them from a second-story building. That sounds really specific. It's not like that happened to me or anything. But yeah, I would do something like that. And then maybe after that, I just enjoy my life. Just buy shit that I always wanted. Although I guess that if you just do that, that's a quick way to just lose your money. Alright, so you rough the bullies. Then you invest some of the money. And then with the rest, just fucking drop it on cars and hookers. That's it. That's all you want. What I don't understand is why he's so interested in working on a vaccine. He's the guy who made his money working on computers because that's the thing he does best. Why did he went away from his main area of expertise and started dedicating his time and money to creating this vaccine? He doesn't have any degree in medicine, no background in that area. Why does he wants to push this agenda so much? If it was me, and people started giving me shit because I was like, hey, what's the deal? What kind of benefit does it bring to you? I mean, other than, if you want to think about it like this, a philosophical idea that you want to see a better world. But aside from that, why are you so interested in this? Unless you come out saying that you're doing this because you want more money and I'm greedy and I want to just fix everything. You could say that. I mean, you would sound like an asshole, but at least you come out clean and people's like, oh, okay, I get it. You want money. Maybe you want to be remembered, because that's the thing. Once you die, people really don't care too much about you. You get forgotten. And maybe he just wants to be placed on the history books. If you're somebody like Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla, somebody who was big in history, somebody who left an imprint, I think that could be appealing to him. Maybe his ego is so big that he feels like he wants to leave his mark. It's one of those two things. It's either money or leaving something for people to remember him by. Other than that, I don't see any other reason why he wants to create this vaccine and, work so hard at it. Even when people are just hating on him, people really don't trust him because they think there's some sort of conspiracy where he wants to inject them with some sort of nanotechnology or whatever. So I don't know what the hell is going on. All I know is that I wouldn't put myself through all of that. If I start working on something and people seem to hate me for it, I just stop working on it. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to fucking help over here, but if you don't want my help, fuck you. And that's the end of that. You want to be a better version of Dan Bilzerian. If you don't know who he is, I don't know if you live under a rock, but he's kind of like a cartoon version of what a alpha male looks like. He looks like he came straight out of a movie. Although in recent months, he's been having a lot of problems. So I guess it's catching up to him. I guess you cannot be a millionaire and have a lot of fun, because then, karma catches up to you and then all of a sudden you're in deep water. So I guess the moral of the story is that you should work on a vaccine? I don't know. That's what I found out just right now, just me talking. I kind of just figured out why Bill Gates is working on a vaccine. I guess if you don't work on a vaccine, you end up like Dan Bilzerian with legal troubles and filing for bankruptcy because your business is doing terrible. So, yeah. So, work on a vaccine, I guess. Now, having said that, this could be the beginning of the end. Like, I'm not a conspiracy kind of person, but lately I just feel like so many things are like happening that it kind of makes me think about that old theory that's like running around in like the nooks and crannies of the internet. And it's supposed to be this whole takeover by the machines and big corporations and people with influence in the world. They want to take over, but before they do that, they need to create a situation of fear where they can control the masses. And having this pandemic at this time seems so convenient that it makes me think sometimes, especially with the new lockdown rules across America. There has been these new lockdown rules that have been put in place, and here in New York, Governor Cuomo said that no more than 10 people can gather at a house during the holidays. Are you really gonna tell us how many people we can invite to our own homes? And what if you have a big family? You know, it's crazy. I think that this is where we should draw the line. It's fine if you just wanna stop people from gathering at public spaces, churches, libraries, things like that, but are you really saying that no more than 10 people can be at a home? That's insane. And this is just one of those things where you start thinking like, what are they doing? Are they really trying to control the population? You know, and I got into like a whole wormhole of conspiracy theories. I was like, oh, you know, this pandemic that just happened to come in at this time, just when there's also talk of Bill Gates working on a chip that could be installed in your body, a vaccine that is promising that he backs up. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, if this was a movie, this could be like the perfect beginning of the plot. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but definitely there's a bunch of pieces that are in movement that if you start like tying up together, it seems like a lot of coincidence. And listen, I already know that we have our phones, which is pretty much just having a chip, but not inside of our bodies. It's just outside. Because we don't go away from our phones for more than 5 minutes. I'm always within arm's reach of my phone. Whether I'm in bed or when I wake up and I gotta go to work, the first thing I check for is my phone. I check my packets for my phone. We, in a way, already have technology inserted in our lives. Now it's a matter of, can they make it more convenient to access that technology? And in a way, if you have a chip inside of you that can do all the things you can do on your phone, then obviously you wouldn't need a phone, and then it will be easier for them to do all sorts of things. Technology could be great, but it could also be used for malicious intent. So I don't know what's going to happen. Technology is coming whether you like it or not. So there are people that didn't know what to do with DVDs. There are people that didn't know what to do with computers. And those people still here. They just say, I'm not a computer person. Or I'm not good with technology. But technology came and they kind of had to like deal with it. And the same thing will happen to us. The people who are here today are going to have to deal with some new technology that's coming, that the kids of the future are going to be like, oh, you're weird. Why don't you just use this? And I'm like, I'm not good with a chip. Yeah, I'll stick to this iPhone. And don't play with that, man. I'll just keep it old school with this iPhone. And then you think about tracking, and then, oh, they could track you with a chip. But they can also track you with this phone that you have now. Like, Google is tracking your every move. Advertisers know what you see, what you like. So we're already in it. Now the question will be, will you bend over and get the chip put in you? And I don't know. And I'm gonna fall on the line of caution. And if something like a chip were to be an idea that they started rolling out, I'll be opposed to that. Just because it's unknown and I don't like things that I don't know too much about. Having said that, if enough people start wearing the chip and it seems like it's alright, then I guess I have no other choice but to move up. Because if you don't improve, you kind of fall behind, and I don't like falling behind. I kind of like to keep up with technology and what's new and all of that. But I don't want to be part of the first few thousands of people who have it. Who knows? Ever since the dawn of time, men have been predicting the end of the world. Everybody want to be a Nostradamus. Who the fuck knows? In my head, I think about this distant future where machines are gonna take over, and it's gonna be like that movie I, Robot. And instead of the machines collecting all robots, it's gonna be the machines driving like tractor trailers through the streets and asking the humans to get on the trailer. For your safety, please board the trailer. We will take you to a place where you will be safe. Please board now. Some weird shit like that. Like, if anybody has seen iRobot, they know the scene that I'm talking about, where like these tractor trailers just go up and down communities and they start collecting all robots. So that could happen. I mean, it's just in my head. I don't know if that would happen. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. And now for the quickie news. SpaceX launches first long-term mission to the International Space Station. Amongst the astronauts, there will be a woman and a black guy. So there will certainly be a lot of meat for comedy on that bone. Central America gets another hurricane shortly after being hit by Storm Ida. Those poor bastards, they can't catch a break. That AT&T girl is getting attention, and not for her political views, but because she has big boobies. Granted, this is not a new thing. People been sliding on her DMs for a while now, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. And finally, Latin artist Bad Bunny is going to have some sort of role in season 3 of Narcos Mexico. So, something to look into if you like Narcos. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys on the next one.